Hi, Bob Price here. This is a assembly of a couple of my popular videos together so that instead of having them in parts, it's in one piece. So this is a longer version of the two separate videos.
When I was 13 years old, my father took me to see the play Man of Lamancha, and the symbolism of that play stuck with me. It was such a wonderful play, and I loved what it means. And I want to capture some of that essence here. In this, we're going to talk about the impossible dream in this video. And Michael Flatley had the impossible dream. Why was it impossible? Because it had never been done before. It was something new, and he had the gumption to do it. So I wanted to talk about the introduction to that video I created on that topic and why I created it. But let's talk about the lyrics of the song, The Impossible Dream. To dream the impossible dream, to fight the unbeatable foe, to bear with unbearable sorrow, to run where the brave dare not go. So you're going into unexplored land, unexplored connections, to right the unrightable wrong, to love pure and chaste from afar, to try when your arms are too weary, to reach the unreachable star. Sometimes it's hard when you're trying to accomplish something that's never been done. But if you keep to it, people like Michael Flatley have been able to do it, and I've done it in my career, and you can too. This is my quest to follow that star, no matter how hopeless, no matter how far, to fight for the right without question or pause, to be willing to march into hell for a heavenly cause. And I know, if I'll only be true to this glorious quest, that my heart will lie peaceful and calm when I'm laid to my rest. Wouldn't that be important to accomplish something so that when you leave a legacy? And the world will be better for this. That one man scorned and covered with scars still strove with his last ounce of courage to fight the unbeatable foe, to reach the unreachable star. Hi, this is Bob Price. Welcome to this video. We're going to go over how Riverdance, the dream of Riverdance that Michael Flatley had, how it teaches a lesson about how we can do something similar in our lives just by using positive visioning and thinking about it. Now, something you may not realize is you're visioning already. You're visualizing something, and if you're visualizing negativity, then you will be bringing negativity into your life. So the idea is that you want to visualize positive things, and we're going to show how Michael Flatley did this in this video. So let's start at the beginning. This story begins with me at work, and I was talking to one of my colleagues that is from Ireland, and I was just talking with her about how I like Riverdance, and she says, "Well, did you know about Michael Flatley?" in the background of Riverdance? And I said, no. So she said, well, there's quite a story there. Let me get you in on the background. There was a talent show that everybody in Ireland used to watch. And this talent show had this commercial that was supposed to happen in the middle of it. And they were supposed to have something during this commercial, but the person that was going to do it wasn't able to do it. So they asked Michael Flatley to fill in. So he had been working on the Riverdance program, at least a start of what it was to be at that time. And so he says, okay, sure, I can do it. So Michael Flatley's Riverdance team filled in the space, which was only about 5 minutes at the time, and they performed what was to be Riverdance, and it was really popular. So that was what eventually led to Ireland adopting all of the things that Michael Flatley came up with. So just that small idea revolutionized river dancing, and it changed Ireland dancing ever since. But it also revolutionized the world because no one had ever seen anything like that. He changed something that was really basic. They've always had line dancing, but he took something that was really basic and made it into something spectacular. So the message here is that you can do the same thing. Isn't that amazing? What started with just a 5-minute commercial ended up revolutionizing the world of line dancing as we knew it. I can remember I was in a video store and they had the river dance playing up there because I think they were probably trying to sell it. But I remember watching that and thinking, what is that? I wondered what it was because I had never seen anything like it. Michael Flatley would just fly through the air. He was so talented, and his feet moved so fast that they were like a blur. So people from Ireland were inspired by Riverdance, and they would go to the cliffs and they would dance together just for the fun of it. They weren't putting on a show for anybody. They were using their creativity and they were exploring what dance can make you feel like. So that's amazing, isn't it? Just that one thing of the river dance changed people's lives, and they were able to do things that they hadn't been doing before. Socially, they explored together. So it wasn't just one person. I don't know about you, but when you're doing something like dance, when you're involving other people, it's not just about you, it's about the total element, the total thing of all the people together. So not only did Riverdance change Ireland, but it also changed the whole way of thinking. That's one of the things I wanted to bring to your attention. So look at these women and how they're working together and just enjoying the sunset and dancing together. That's what it's all about. So it wasn't just on the cliffs, it was everywhere. It was in the towns like Dublin. People would apply what was on Riverdance, the new step, the new techniques of dancing, the choreography that Riverdance included. They would apply it to the dance to improve it. So they were all working cohesively together and enjoying this new art form, because whenever you revolutionize an art form like dance, it changes it. It changes it into something else. But not only does it change the dance itself, it also changes you, because when you apply it, then you will take that within yourself, and it'll make you a better person. It'll raise you up to a higher level. I've talked with you in other videos about raising yourself up to a higher level. We talked about how dance is one of the ways that you can do it, but this is an example of how it actually worked. Well, that's the end of the story, but it's also the beginning. How one man's vision was able to make a big difference to the world and revolutionize dance, at least line dancing. And even though we live in a troubled time, I have this belief that if you share your artistic vision, you can change the world and you can improve it. We can't change some of the things that are happening, like lying and negative talking, fighting among families. We can't prevent that, but we can make ourselves be a positive influence and thus implement a positive change. Michael Flatley did something that no one had done before. He dreamt the impossible dream. He fought the unbeatable foe. And foes are not always dragons. Sometimes foes are challenges, something that you do that no one else has done. A challenge that you put to yourself becomes a foe, and you have to prove to yourself and to everyone else that you can do it. And that's what Michael Flatley did. So I close this video out. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will talk to you on the next one. Bob Price, closing out.